What's going on, guys? ZombieWarsSMT here, and welcome back to another Five Nights at Freddy's theory. And today I'm giving you guys a theory I've made myself called the Fun Time Theory. Now, before we get right to this theory, guys, before we get right to it and I share it to you guys, be sure to slap that like button down below. Let's go for 1,500 likes for this brand new theory. You got 3 seconds to leave a like. 3, 2, 1. Leave a like yet? Awesome. Alright, anyways, so basically, in this theory, I worked on this for a long time, and I think it's good, and it's basically what I expect to be in Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, and what I expect, you know, the game to be about, or what will be story involved with the game. Now, I will be doing another theory of this. I'll do my Fun Time theory again after this video, or I'll do it again after the trailer comes out, which I don't know when the trailer is going to come out. It probably won't come out for a month or two, but when the trailer does come out, I'll do another version of this theory, and I'll basically go over it, and then I'll also go over this theory again when the game comes out, and, you know, the story is in the game. And basically there's going to be 3 versions of the theory: this version, the trailer version, and the finished version, which is when the game comes out. Anyways, though, let's talk about the theory. Now, we know the characters that are in the new game, which would be the baby, which we don't know these characters: Baby, Bora, Biddy Bab, Enard, Funtime Foxy, Funtime Freddy, and a character called Mini Rena. Now, we don't know what some of them look like. The only ones that we know that would look like are Funtime Foxy and Funtime Freddy, and we've never seen Funtime Freddy before, but we can probably make an assumption that Funtime Freddy would look something similar to Funtime Foxy, just as Freddy instead. So yeah, you get the point. Basically, Funtime Freddy is basically what Funtime Foxy would look like. I could be wrong. Funtime Freddy might not look like what Funtime Foxy looks, but it might look similar to that, so we can already pick conclusions that it looks similar to Freddy. The other ones, like Mini Rena and Baby and Biddy Bab, we have no idea what animals or even humans they are in the game. We don't even know what they're gonna be. Unlike Freddy, which we know is some sort of bear, and Funtime Foxy, which we've seen before in FNAF World. Anyways, let's get right to this. Now, I really can't make much of a storyline with this because the game is not out yet, or the trailer even, so I really can't make a story out of this, but I can make a prediction of what the story is going to be about. Now, I think this is, everyone's going to agree with me here, is that I think that this is going to take place before Five Nights at Freddy's 2, like right before Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Why? Because, well, Funtime Foxy is in the game, and if you don't know, Funtime Foxy is mangled before she was dismantled, whether it be from the company or kids, which I think is very unlikely. It's still her Funtime Foxy form, which, if she was not dismantled, she would be walking around as Funtime Foxy in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now, this is where it gets interesting. As for the new characters, aside from Funtime Freddy, this is where the theory gets much more interesting. And even if this is wrong, it still shouldn't affect my predictions too much. This is simply just an idea, and a lot of people actually hate this idea, but let me explain why I think this. Now, hear me out here. The 5 new characters that were announced, that I listed you guys, such as Baby, Bora, Biddy Bab, Enard, and Mini Rena, those 5 characters that were announced are none other than the 5 kids in the Happiest Day minigame. Many people hate this for some reason, but to me, it really makes perfect sense. It fits perfectly. 5 characters we've never seen before, with 5 characters we've never heard before, including that the current teaser even looks like one of the masks the kids is wearing. More specifically, the 4th child in the blue animatronic mask, which you can see on Scott Games. But this is where it gets even deeper, alright? Now, this is where I could be wrong here. In the same game as Five Nights at Freddy's 3, where there is the Stage 1 minigame, keep in mind the same game as the mask kids. What if the Stage 1 is simply just one stage, just like the name says? What would be the point of calling it Stage 01 if there was only one stage? If that was the case, why didn't they just call it the stage? No. But what if one stage out of the assortment of stages was in the establishment was shown there? Stage 01 is just one stage in the sister location. And the other stages belong to the other characters, such as one stage being the Funtime stage with Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy, and one stage possibly being with the other 5. But I know what you guys are wondering. Well, Zombie, isn't that just Fredbear and Friends? You know, stage 01 is Fredbear and Friends? No. Well, it is possible, but hear me out here. The Fredbear and Friends commercial only showed Fredbear, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. No Spring Bonnie. Spring Bonnie is apparent in the Stage 1 minigame. Also keep this in mind, that we don't specifically know if there's any Fredbear Springlock costumes. For all we know, in 5 Nights at Freddy's 4, those costumes that were put on the people, those were just normal everyday costumes, just like we see at Chuck E. Cheese now. Those could just be Fredbear costumes, not necessarily Springlock costumes. Now, here's the reason why I don't think Stage 1 is Fredbear and Friends, alright? Hear this. This is gonna change your mind about this entirely. So my theory is that this sister location featured Spring Freddy and not Fredbear, since if you look at him, he is wearing a black hat, not a purple one. This is crucial considering Fredbear's attire is a black bow tie and a black hat. In the minigame Stage 01, not Fredbear, this golden animatronic, this golden Freddy as you would say, basically Golden Freddy, Spring Freddy, whatever you prefer to say him, he is wearing a brown hat and a black bow tie. And he's accompanied by Spring Bonnie. And to me, I genuinely think this is the deal breaker of why this is not Fredbear and Friends, because it's not Fredbear. If you look at him, he is not Fredbear. He is not big enough to be Fredbear. He is not the same color at all as Fredbear. Fredbear was an orange color. This one is a pure yellow color, just like Golden Freddy. And not only that, but he's wearing a brown hat and a black bow tie. That is not Fredbear. It could possibly be a refurbished Fredbear. It could be some sort of different form of Fredbear. However, it is definitely not the Fredbear that we see in the Fredbear and Friends TV commercial. There is no way that Fredbear and Friends TV commercial could be the same animatronic that we see in the Stage 01 minigame. There's no way. There's just no way that can be the case. Now, I don't know what happened to the sister location. We're gonna find out what happens to it in the game. Like, does it go out of business? Does it close? So, we're gonna find out what happens with that. We're gonna find out why Funtime Foxy was scrapped and brought to Freddy Fazbear's rather than them keeping it, whether it be with the Springlock failures, etc., etc. Because we're gonna need to make sure that there gonna need to be Springlock stuff inside of this place. There's gonna need to be. There's no way that there can't be a Springlock animatronic in this game, considering the fact that this game features 2 Springlock, or at least to my theory, will feature 2 Springlock animatronics. Spring Bonnie and Spring Freddy. Now, my theory can go 2 ways from this point on. Either the path number 1 is that everything I said will be right, or path number 2, my theory is wrong, or there will be more characters introduced in the future. Like, for instance, I got a really good example here. There's a user on Reddit with the name @WitsEnd, and they said there might possibly be some sort of Funtime Fredbear. And you're like, why would there be some sort of Funtime Fredbear? Well, it's not so unlikely that you might think, because if you look at a certain mode in the custom nights in 5 Nights at Freddy's 2, there's a mode called Freddy's Circus. What is 5 Nights at Freddy's sister location aiming at? It's aiming to be some sort of sister location that's themed off a circus. It's like a circus. They sound like circus animals. They look like circus animals. And if you think about it, Freddy's Circus might not be far off from this. Because think about it. The characters that are in Freddy's Circus are Freddy, Toy Freddy, Foxy, Golden Freddy, and BB. I wonder why Foxy is in there. I wonder why Golden Freddy is in there. And I wonder why, well, it is called Freddy's Circus, but I was about to say I wonder why Freddy is in there. Now, this is just an idea. This is not necessarily facts. This could just be a huge coincidence, but this might be leading towards the fact that, well, Freddy's Circus might be hinting at the sister location. as the sister location, I'm pretty sure, wasn't called Freddy Fazbear's sister location. It might have literally have been called Freddy's Circus. So tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think that the sister location was called something like Freddy's Circus? Do you guys think it was something like that? Because personally, either this custom night theory is a really good theory created by this person, or it's just a huge coincidence in my opinion. Personally, I find it a bit weird how Foxy and Freddy are combined when Foxy and Freddy are put together. And it's not like, well, Mangle could have been used, because the words they use, the words in the copyright that Scott used in the copyright law it's literally Foxy the Pirate Funtime Edition, not Funtime Foxy, not just Funtime Foxy, not Mangle Funtime Edition. It is Foxy the Pirate Fox Funtime Edition. So I think that this might have something to do with this, along with the Shadow Bonnie Easter egg. You guys remember the Shadow Bonnie Easter egg, right? Now, many people will say, well, that's just Toy Bonnie painted black, because Scott said that. He said that literally all he did was paint Toy Bonnie black. However, just because Scott Cawthon used the same model to make Shadow Bonnie doesn't necessarily mean that they are the same animatronic. That's like saying Bonnie and Freddy are the same animatronic, because Scott used the same animatronic base to work off of, well, Freddy and Bonnie. They're both the same model, but edited around the head area and recolored. So you saying that Shadow Bonnie is Toy Bonnie, that's like saying Freddy is Bonnie. So maybe we'll find out something about Shadow Bonnie having something to do in the sister location. Remember guys, it's not too late for new characters to be introduced. Just because Scott Cawthon didn't put a character in the copyright yet does not mean it cannot appear in the future. He has not released the game yet, meaning that he can still do that. So in my personal opinion, he might introduce more characters later as the time goes on. Right now we have about we have 7 animatronics in the game right now, confirmed. And that's not counting characters that are already copyrighted by Scott. For all we know, Scott Cawthon can include characters that he has already had, such as the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 animatronics, if he somehow found a way to fit those in. I don't know about you guys, but this to me seems really weird. I don't know how this is gonna work out. Personally, I think this is gonna be really cool too, because I definitely feel like we're gonna learn a lot about, well, the story of FNAF through this. I feel like we're gonna figure out the missing link we had between Fredbear and Friends, and the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 establishment. Not specifically what happened at Fredbear and Friends, but in between Fredbear and Friends and FNAF 2, not counting FNAF 4. This game is more likely not gonna be a nightmare. It's more likely gonna be an actual thing. And if this is an actual thing, I highly doubt that the animatronics are going to have some sort of scanners in them, just like they said were new and improved in the FNAF 2 establishment. Because remember guys, the scanners in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 were new. They were not an old thing. So if this is the case, that would mean that Mangle is, if according to what Phone Guy says, just bullcrap lied to us, because Mangle was at the sister location, meaning that if she attacks the player, if Mangle attacks a player in sister location, that means that Mangle is haunted. There's no way that without those scanners she would attack. So right there, that disproves anybody saying that Phone Guy is innocent and he's not making up stuff, because right there Phone Guy just made a blatant lie. Mangle is haunted, and that is proof right there. Well, I'm getting a little off topic here. I think the end was a bit rusty. I didn't really need to include that Mangle part at the end, but I still think it's really needed because it might be a possibility, and this is my thoughts and opinions of what's going to happen. I'm going to do another video like this after the Five Nights at Freddy's sister location trailer comes out, whenever that does come out, which might be months from now, because he even said that it's not coming out anytime around June, which means that might not even come out during the summer, but who knows. But personally, I think that this is what is going to be in the game so far. Like I said, I'm going to have to wait till the trailer comes out before I can give my revised thoughts and opinions, and then after that, when the game comes out, I'll give my thoughts and how the game is and all that kind of stuff, and see if my theory was correct. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, slap a like, new to the channel, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace out. Comment down below what you guys think. Bye-bye.